Like to do a smoky eye with you guys today. So my base makeup has been done. For the foundation, I've used a very light foundation from Revolution. It's called Skin Silk in the shade F12. And for my bronzer, I've used the Revolution Pro Glow Edit in the shade Dark. And for my concealer under eyes, so usually for a night look, I definitely tend to do a concealer to brighten the under eye. I've used the Essence Cosmetics Camouflage, and it's in the shade Warm Toast 50. And for my inner corners, I've used L'Oreal Paris Accord Parfait a concealer in the shade 6N medium. So that's my concealer. For my lipstick, I've not used a lip liner. I've used L'Oreal Nude Intense in the shade 540 Unstoppable. So we do now have a ring light. I wasn't sure if I want to apply, invest in a ring light. I wasn't sure if anyone even was going to watch my video. So I'm really encouraged by your support, and thank you guys for doing that. For my brows, I've used a Build a Brow in brown, dark brown by Maybelline, and I've also used e.l.f. to fill in the outer corners. It is in the shade what's the shade? So it's sort of a dark brown color from e.l.f. It's deep brown. So that's my base makeup. Oh, and moving on to my eyes. As I said, I've already got my base, and I'm going to be using the Australis Making Waves palette. I like a blue base when I'm doing the smoky eyes. I've also got this Model's Own eyeshadow, cream eyeshadow, lighter shade. I didn't realize that it's got a bit of shimmer, but that's okay. We're just setting a lighter base, and then we are going to go with our black eyeshadow from the same palette, which is in this color. So I'm just going to apply that on my lids. I always start with my outer corner and then work towards my inner corner. I know a lot of people prefer the cream one first, but I like to sort of set my base, and so I know where I'm going, and I don't, because I'm not very good or an expert in this. I need a sort of a guide as to where I am going with this. So I like to stick to my within the lids and not tend to go out, because this is a dark color. I'm kind of nervous. So okay, so then I take my cream eyeshadow in Calcite Rock. So that's the one. I need a firmer brush. So these are mostly brushes from Sheen or from Morphe that I'm using. And I take a liberal amount and just go to the lash line. So that's where. And then I blend it out. So I'm just being careful that it doesn't go out of that eyelid space. I'm just going to blend this out off camera. Now that I've blended it out, I'm going to be using my other Australis palette in the shade Heat Wave. As my skin tone is kind of towards the darker side, I mean, if I just apply the gray, it's going to give me kind of raccoon eyes. So that's why neutralizing it with a brown eyeshadow. Now that I've put some brown eyeshadow on, I'm going to darken the black with the powder. I might want a little bit less dense brush. This was from a gift of brushes that my daughter gave me for one of my birthdays. Then I go back on my brown eyeshadow and blend the outer edges again. So smoky eyes, unlike other eyeshadow looks, does take a bit of time if you are not extremely good at it. So I'm just going to clean the inner corners and I will be back. So I'll just neutralize the. I do need to neutralize the outer edge. I'm going to be taking this Australis Fresh and Flawless Face Palette, which has a lot of beautiful neutral colors in them, and I am just going to take this shade here and then go on the outer sort of top edge of that eyeshadow. Now I'm going to take that cream eyeshadow again and just intensify in the outer corners a little bit more in a V shape. Now I am going to take a thin edge brush such as this one. This is, I'm not sure which is this, where this is from, and I am going to take the brown eyeshadow from the Australis Heat Wave palette and use it in the lower lash line. So now I'm just going to clean this up. When you do a smoky eye, you've got to have micellar water and earbud to clean up any mistakes and blurred lines. The top one is okay because I'm going to blur it and blend it, but the wing I'd like to have it very clean, so I use a earbud to do that. So it's a bit dense and intense in the corner here. I'm going to take my brush back and the smoky look. I'm going to go back on the black and then just blend it all in. So I use an intense brush in the V area. And on the center, I'm going to be using this palette, again the Australis Making Waves, and I'm going to be using the brush I use for my brown eyeshadow. Just going to take off all the dark colors. I might use another brush totally, so I might use a new brush, and I'm just going to go into this color here, which is a beautiful bluish yellow color, and I'm just going to bring some brightness in the inner corner of my eyes. I take my Nika Smoky Eye Kajal, which my daughter brought from India for me. And I sort of go just the outer corners of my eyes. I'm going to be using my Tarte Double Take eyeliner, and this is I'm going to be doing off camera because it takes a long time for me to do it. I take my L'Oreal Panorama mascara, which is one of the best mascara I have owned other than the AB Edge. But the price difference is so huge, I don't think it's worth it for me. So basically for me, I have long eyelashes, rather blessed with it. And for me, the annoying bit is getting them to curl, which they're like straight. Can you see? So these are my lower lashes, and with that is my eye look. I just need to clean up the edges. Normally I tend to do my eyes and then I do my face, because sometimes there's drops of glitter that has fallen on your cheeks. But if it does, then you just have to reapply your concealer, and then I go back in with my blush, because I've kind of put the concealer again, and my NYX bronze and blush brush that I got from Priceline when they were all on sale during Black Friday sale. To be honest with you, drugstore makeup is the cornerstone of my makeup. I only use branded expensive makeup when I am going for a special occasion.